Hello, hi everybody. Hi, welcome. The George Mossey Show. Welcome, guys. So the Tell All Part One just aired. Um, Season 10 OG 90 Day Fiance. The Tell All Part One aired. There's a lot to discuss here, so I'm really excited to get this going because this is the first time that me and my co-hosts will all be back together, and I'm very, very excited about that. So we're gonna jump right in. So DeeDee, where are you? Hi everybody. Hi TJ. Hi Retha. Gray. Big fan of you. Love you. Hey Leanne. We were just talking earlier today. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I miss you.
I miss you too. It's so crazy. You're finally back.
I'm back.
I'm so glad to have you back. We missed you a lot. Everyone missed you. It hasn't been the same without you. DeeDee and I have been counting down the days we can have you back. It's just strange. It's weird not having you here, right?
You guys. I missed you guys a bunch.
Same. The feeling is very, very mutual. We missed you a lot. So I'm glad to have you here. DeeDee is here. So I want to jump in. DeeDee, guess who's back? Hey.
How are y'all?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
You look sophisticated tonight, right? I feel under pressure.
I know. I need to put my glasses on so I look smart.
You look very sophisticated, and I feel like I'm gonna have to step up my game so I can keep up in conversation with you tonight, right?
Me too.
So this was part one of the tell-all, and it was a lot of drama. There was a lot of tears. I think we were expecting a lot of tears from Jasmine, and we got our tears. You know, we finally got a behind-the-scenes look at Gino's bachelor party because we got a little bit throughout the season, but we didn't get the full scale. So I want to get into bachelor party talk, but I mean, we can start there. We can start there because I want to know, what do you think about his behavior? Because in my opinion, isn't this expected behavior at a bachelor party, or do you, from a female perspective, see it differently?
I feel like he was totally normal for a man at a bachelor party.
Yeah, it's totally normal. I think it's funny.
I thought with
Jasmine likes to dish it out, but she can't take it.
Well, if you remember, Gino brought it up tonight that Jasmine did have a stripper at her divorce party, and this stripper came to her house.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's more intimate, right? Like, I feel like going to the strip club, there are people at the strip club to make sure that you aren't taking advantage or doing things that you're not supposed to, because there's laws, there's ordinances and things that you're supposed to follow, so the strip club doesn't turn into a brothel, right? Like, I feel like there are people making sure that things are staying as appropriate as you can keep it at a strip club, right? But I feel like Gino had his fun, and I think that's the whole purpose. Hey, Diva Speaks. That's the whole purpose of a bachelorette party or a bachelor party. You're supposed to go out there and act crazy one last time so you can be that good, faithful, tame spouse to the person that you're gonna be with for the rest of your life. But like we said, Jasmine is gonna go. She's gonna earn her tell-all check, right? She's gonna go in there. She's gonna act like this is fresh, new information. Because let's be realistic, this has already happened. They've already addressed this. They've already fought about it. She's already smacked him a couple of times. Nope. You know, I don't want to say that. I take that back. She's already yelled at him a little bit, because now that actual physical confrontation has taken place, I'm not gonna joke about it anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Like, now that it's actually happened, and now we're seeing it in this 90-day universe, I don't want to joke about it anymore, because I guess it's not funny anymore. Like, when it wasn't actually happening, it was funny. Now it's not funny, right?
Yeah, now it's happening everywhere.
Well, yeah. Now it's real. So now I don't want to make light of that. But hey, Dana, the sign thing, I can't flip. It has to do with my settings in my phone. It's not like just flipping the sign around. So I can't fix it right now, but I know what you're talking about. It's my phone mirrors. It's on a mirror. So it mirrors what it sees, so all the words are backwards. But I know what you're talking about. I just never remember to change it. So I'm not ignoring the fact that you asked. I would if I could, but I'm on live, so I can't do it right now.
I mean, just take it that it says Reno. It's fine.
Right. Right. It's fine. It's totally fine. But how do you guys feel about Jasmine and Nikki's newfound like girl crush on each other? Like, how do y'all feel? Do you think this is cool? Do you think it's because we found out that Jasmine would carry Nikki's baby if needed, and she would also lick Nikki's cat. We're gonna keep it PG. Her cat. Like she said that's totally something that she would do. So how do we feel about this newfound girl crush?
I think it's just anybody that'll talk to either one of them is automatically a friend.
Yeah. I mean, it's mighty funny. She would tote a baby for Nikki, but she don't want to tote a baby for Gino.
Yep.
Anybody else feel like this is a really weird pairing? Like I didn't see them
not at all
connecting.
They're both completely obsessed with plastic surgery. They both think they're God's gift. They're both, I mean, they have so much in common. They're a match made in heaven, honestly.
Oh,
and who
so
say they already hooked up? I mean, you don't know.
They probably did.
That's probably why they didn't hesitate to say what they were saying about each other.
Well, I have seen a lot of pictures of them together, so that's interesting. And we do know that Jasmine was in Florida with somebody.
Yep.
When her and Gina were having issues, and we don't know if Nikki was here or not.
Right.
You know, just because we don't see pictures of someone here somewhere doesn't mean they're not there. Yep. So that's an interesting topic in itself, right? Because Jasmine said tonight that she has had relationships with women. She has dated women, which I don't remember that being brought up, right? Do you guys remember that being brought up? That she was bisexual? I don't ever.
That's never been brought up, or me and Cara would have been talking about this.
Well, right.
I told you so.
Well, right. I was like, we're like on the end of the third season with them, you know, and we're just now finding out that she's been in relationships with women. Oh, thank you, Alex. I really appreciate that. It's interesting for me because, you know, I don't think there's anything weird or strange about being bisexual and then being married to someone of the opposite sex. I think that acting on it is one thing. Like you could totally be bisexual and be married to a man or a woman. It doesn't really matter. If you are into that person, in love with that person, you can stay with that person regardless of your attraction, right? So I don't think that's weird at all. I just think that it's really interesting because she's very, very like jealous of anything that Gino does. But the fact that she is out and she's attracted to women and men or whatever, I don't know. I think that it's kind of hypocritical, right? Because I feel like Gino wasn't interested in these strippers, and let's be realistic, these strippers are only interested in the money, not the man. Like a lot of these strippers are usually in a relationship. A lot of times I find out that strippers that work in like straight strip clubs are usually like lesbians. Like they're not even interested in men at all. And that's why it's so easy for them to perform and to do this, because they're not in any way interested in what's going on in front of them. So I think it's weird that
be real about Jasmine, everything she does is critical.
It is, right? Like, it is.
Yeah,
it's like,
true.
She can do whatever she wants, and then if Gino blinks the wrong way, she's like, how dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you blink?
She likes to give it, but she don't like to take it.
Yep. Absolutely.
She can do whatever she wants. She can do whatever she wants, and if Gino even breathes the wrong way, goes ballistic on him.
See, Portuguese princess, that's a good point. She said even the stripper, hey, I be trash talking. Even the stripper was like, that Gino didn't want to be around us, and he wanted to hang with his family, and he wasn't interested, you know, in going in the back room or getting any lap dances, which I thought was a really good rebuttal for the situation, because I was like, before you freak out, we have the stripper here, you know, like any information that you want, it's right here in front of you. And she still didn't care. She still wanted to flip out. And I was like, maybe they get paid on commission for the tell-all. Like the more you cry, the more you freak out, the more money you get, right? Because she was just being super, super extra the whole time. And I was like, well, maybe your money, your pay is negotiable based on how crazy you get.
When is Jasmine not extra?
That's true. She's always extra. She's always earning her money the best way possible. And, you know, at this point, she's definitely a cry wolf girl.
Yeah.
You know, like she's like, I will leave. You know, I will not marry you. You know, and it's like, we know you married him. We know you're with him, and you know you left him recently and you went back. So it's like we're kind of getting tired of the fake the fake threats. You know, like she's like, I'll leave you. No, you won't.
Right.
You know, like, no, you won't. You have a plan, and Gino is a part of that plan, and we know that until you get what you want, you're not going anywhere. Right? Like we even know that the threats are empty at this point. Like we have no reason to believe that you're gonna move on from Gino ever.
Yep, 100%. She's crazy, and that's all there is to it. And she's not.
So Ashley says that she lost 100 pounds. First of all, congratulations to Ashley. She looks different. You know, I did think that she looked different. I wasn't 100% sure she lost like 100 pounds, but she did lose some weight. So I'm happy for her.
I don't see 100-pound weight loss, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't see 100. Maybe I did see a picture on Instagram recently where she did look much, much thinner. So maybe like now, from that time to now, she has lost 100 pounds. So I'm happy for her. I think that she is making positive growth, you know, weight-wise. I think intelligence-wise, she's still an idiot.
But having. They ain't eating. They just sexing all the time. I mean, who wouldn't lose weight?
Yep.
Well, she can't afford food because all of her money has to go back to his family. And apparently all of her mom's money has to also go back to his family because, you know, if she buys coffee. Well, right. I want to talk about this because he has 2 children, which we were aware of throughout the season, which he doesn't talk to, and we didn't meet them or anything. But we did find out that he didn't tell them when he was leaving. And I want to get your opinion on that because obviously his mom didn't know that he was leaving and not coming back. And then his children didn't know. And Ashley's mom feels like someone who would do something like that isn't trustworthy. You know, I feel that telling your family what you're doing, especially when you have children that are minors, they need you as a parent. You know, these are not adult children. Yeah. These are children that need their parents. I feel like they should know if you're leaving the country to not come back. And it reminded me of that statement where someone says, oh, my parents left for milk, or my dad left for milk or cigarettes and never came back. And I was like, it kind of gave me that vibe. Like he left and said he was looking for work, I think is what he told his mom. And then he never came back. And I think that his guilt for what he did is why he wants to keep sending more and more money. Right? Do you feel like that?
No, I don't think that's his guilt because that lady that he's talking to, that is his wife. Yeah. Me and Cara told you 100%. That. There's no guilt there. He's probably just he's wanting the process to hurry up so he can hurry up and get that green card to get away from Ashley.
Yeah.
Oh, so you still think that aunt that we saw on video call is his wife, the one that is in New York?
Yes. And his kids are there.
Wait, you think his kids are in the United States?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we don't have proof that they're in Ecuador. That's true. We don't know that. We never met them. They were never on the show. He doesn't ever want to call them or do anything while the cameras are around. So we would never know specifically where these kids are.
Because if he were to do it while the cameras were around, we would automatically be able to confirm what me and Cara has been saying, that lady is his wife and we already know that she's in New York. Okay. But I mean, come on now. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. He just so happened he has family in New York. Okay. Just so happened he got with Ashley that's in New York. Yeah. They're all in the same town, but they don't visit each other.
Yeah.
Right. They don't visit. They don't have
video talk, and they're in the same town.
They don't have a relationship. They don't have a relationship with Ashley. They talk to him. They have no interest in getting to know Ashley, and I think that's what she thought was really strange.
Because
she was like,
you wouldn't want to get to know your significant other's other family.
Well, no, I would not. Yeah. I mean, just knowing that they exist would irritate me.
Yeah.
So no, I wouldn't want to go out on Thanksgiving and we all get together like we all happy. No, I would definitely not want to do that.
Come on, doesn't that? I mean, come on, back me up, Cara.
100%.
Am I making sense? They're in the same town.
They don't film on camera because you can't. Everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, that's Times Square. Oh, there's the Statue of Liberty." That's his freaking wife.
They live in the same town and they don't visit each other. They only FaceTime each other.
Yep.
Yeah, it's weird. And you know, in the beginning, he said that he wanted to have his own private life, and she needed to stay out of his life.
Have his own phone. Remember, his own
Right,
phone
and
that
not
was
one
so
that
critical.
she paid for.
But
Right,
yet,
because if she was
he can talk
in
to his
control of,
mom on hers. He talks to his
yeah.
mom on her phone, so that's
So
his wife.
Ashley was doing some tarot card reading, and you know, it gets a little weird for me because she couldn't figure out that it was gonna rain on her wedding day, but she's trying to tell people their future. And it's like I can't with her with the wedding day and the tarot card and the witch. And then we were talking about candles and putting things liquid on the candle. You know what we're saying, and burning this candle will make, what did she say would happen? Would make your sex life better, or
Make
she
them,
called it
yeah, pretty much, it'll make your love life last longer, and it'll make you want to be intimate more with your significant other.
Okay, but hold on, because I just learned watching this tell-all that I too am a witch.
Are you?
I predicted the same things that the card said. Someone will leave unhappy. Everyone has an opinion. I got it.
It's the tell-all. I mean, come on, everybody knows it's.
I knew this was going to happen all along. It's the powers given to me.
Oh my gosh.
I saw a meme and they said Ashley at the tell-all, and it was a gif of, I don't know if people are old enough to know who this is, but do y'all know who Miss Cleo is?
Yeah.
She was the big massive scam artist, tarot card reader. So it was a picture, a gif of Miss Cleo, and they're like Ashley at the tell-all, and I was like, this is the most accurate meme that I've seen like in weeks. Like, it was so accurate because she literally said what you said, the most obvious. And that's kind of what happens when you go to a tarot card reader. They just say whatever obvious thing that happens in your life. They're like, oh, you're gonna have some problems. No shit. We all do, you know, like they just say something super obvious that's really, really relatable to everyone. And then you're like, oh my God, they're so good. Like, this person knows everything about me and they know nothing about you. And they're like, oh, you're going to have
Ashley is not a witch. She cannot read the tarot cards. I mean, obviously she's going to say that that somebody's going to leave unhappy, that a lot of the truth is going to come out. Duh, it's the tell-all. I mean, it happens every time the tell-all happens. I mean, we've been watching it for what, 10 years? Duh, Ashley. We all know this.
But where's the magic cards she whipped out of thin air? Where did those come from?
Right, that's what I was wondering too. All of a sudden, there was tarot cards in her hand, and I was like, well, where did that come from?
Literally.
Maybe she's a magician? Because I was like, where the hell did those come from? Her boob area? I was like, is this like Angela's situation? I was like, okay, maybe we got it all wrong. She's a magician. Oh, so
no,
Justin Igor.
Hold on,
I want to talk about
if she was a witch, okay, if she was a witch, I know I sound like a broken record. If she was a witch, she would already know that that man is already married, that his aunt is his wife, that his children are in the United States, that he's just with her for the green card. I mean, come on. A witch can tell everything about you, everything that's going to happen. They already know everything that's going to happen in their life.
Yep.
So come on. Seriously? That girl is no freaking witch. And if her mom was a witch too, I mean, her mom would be able to tell exactly what's going to happen in their future as well. But nobody can tell what's happening or what's going to happen. Hello?
Yeah.
I can tell. I guess I'm a witch because I can tell. I know exactly what's going to happen. We're all witches. Let's on Halloween, let's get a big pot and just boil and let's just there are witch stuff together. All three of us. I'll get my witch hat. Well, we can go on a witch
whenever y'all want to meet a real witch, y'all come to Georgia, okay? I already told y'all.
I told you I don't want to meet her.
She's legit.
I'm scared. I'm scared. I don't want to meet her. Okay, so after the finale, Nikki Exotica went back to Moldova for Justin Igor's birthday party, and everything was good. And, you know, because she was paying, right? I'm pretty sure she went back to pay for the party.
Yeah.
Right? That's just, I don't know that. I can't prove it allegedly, but I'm pretty sure when she went there, she was paying for the party. Okay, so after she gets back, he texts her a text that kind of looks like it was made with like one of those AI texts because it was too good to come from him. No offense, Igor, but you're not smart enough to type that. So it seemed too good. And basically he said he's not trans attracted, which Nikki was shocked by. I was not shocked by. I
He
think that
said
he's
that
been trying
all
to.
along.
Right? Okay, so
Literally.
it's not just me,
No.
right? He's been trying to say I'm not trans attracted since the show started, and probably since 17 years ago when they met, right? So I'm pretty sure this is not something that shocked anybody but Nikki.
Yeah.
Nikki was very shocked at her, which is, I understand, but we knew that he's been trying to tell her, like, since the moment she got off the plane in Moldova, like, hey, I'm not trans attracted. Like,
Right.
she's been saying that. He's been saying it to her as much as possible, but now it seems like they're not together again. This is the second or third time since the finale, I think. So not together again. And she's trying to say that he hurt her and she's still like trying to work to make things work. She's like, well, I just want to figure out how to make it work. And I'm trying to understand, what does she think is going to happen with somebody who's rejected you so many times?
Yep.
Like, I don't understand why she would want to make it work with somebody who's done this to her over and over and over again. Like, it's a revolving door.
Because
at this point, I do feel
beginning
bad for her.
Beginning of the season, she said, after 17 years, blah, 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 even though they weren't together for the 17 years, they were together for like 2. But she said, at her age, it's too hard to start over and explain your story, explain yourself, be who you are, blah, 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 over again. So that's all it is.
If she would have been honest from the get-go, she wouldn't have to be starting all over again.
Yeah.
She's the one that lied to him.
Yeah. But that's where she's at, is she doesn't want to have to try to explain it. So it's the comfortability that she has with him, even though he couldn't be more uncomfortable. That's all it is.
Well, right.
They're not in love. She's not in love with him. He's not in love with her. Like, it's done.
You're right. It is done. It was done before it started.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of that song. I don't know who sings it, but the song is like, I can't make you love me if you don't.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is where we are in that relationship. You can't make him love you if he don't. You know, he doesn't love you. He doesn't know how to love you. He doesn't know how to be in a relationship with a trans woman. He's not equipped. Hey, bestie. Right. Hey, Kim.
Hi.
He doesn't know how. He can't make himself do it. And I don't know what she's
he can make himself do it when he needs the money. Only when he needs the money.
Yeah.
Then he's madly in love with her. But once she flies over there and gives him all the money, or sends him all the money through Western Union or wherever it is she sends it to, then he don't know how to love her, or he's not into her after he receives the money and spends it.
Yeah, 100%.
No, you're right.
It's pathetic.
She's only doing it to herself. She's doing it to herself. And if she would have been honest from the get-go, you know what I'm saying? If she would have been honest with him from the get-go, then
17 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and he needed to make the decision back then whether or not he wanted to be with a trans woman. He would have not been with her. And I think the compromise for him was, I don't want to be with a trans woman, but she's paying for everything and she's making my life so much easier, and she's also on the other side of the world. Yeah. You know, so it made it a little more easy to manage, because he only needed to see her maybe once a year, twice a year at most. And then when he didn't need to interact with her, he was receiving money. Yeah. And it let's be realistic, he was dating it the whole time. He was sleeping with other people the whole time. Like, let's be realistic. I don't care what anybody says. He's been dating other people the whole time.
Yeah,
he admitted it tonight. Did you not hear what he said? I mean, he admitted tonight. Yeah. Because Rob was talking about doing the sexting with them other women. He even said, he admitted that he does the same thing.
He couldn't wait to defend Rob and Rob's bad actions, because he's doing the same damn thing, only worse. Rob is virtually flirting. He's got friends with benefits.
Well, right. You're right. He was like, well, what do you expect us to do? I think is what he said, when the person you're with is so far away. And I'm like, not cheat on them? Right. I mean, there's plenty of people who've done this long distance relationship before they got married or whatever, and they stayed monogamous. Or if you can't control yourself, I guess just be honest. Yeah. and say, hey, I do love you, but, you know, until we are in the same place at the same time, living together, or you know, in the same country at least, just know that I am seeing other people. There are plenty of people in relationships like that. The show is about to premiere this week, Seeking Sister Wife. You know, these people are very open with the fact that they're going to be with more than one person. And I think honesty is the best policy. And I think at this point, nobody's being honest to nobody. Oh, what's up, Amanda? Amanda's in here. So Amanda, I don't know if you guys know Amanda from the season with Rosman, but we've been seeing a lot of her in the news lately with Scott. So I don't know. Everybody type if you're Team Amanda or Team Scott. I'm just curious to see what's going on with how you guys feel about that. I know this is off subject, but just type in the chat if you're Team Amanda or Team Scott, or if you're a team, I don't want them to be together, because there's people in that part too. So I don't know if you're one of those two as well. But let's talk about Rob and his virtual cheating. So Rob has admitted again, it got rehashed about his virtual cheating, and he didn't send anything. Oh, Scott's in here. Hey, Scotty. Team Scotty. Okay, so he didn't send anything to these women, but he was receiving these videos from these women. And he said that he doesn't even remember their name, like it meant nothing. How do you guys feel about his explanation? Do you think that he's trying to minimize his responsibility in this? You feel like, because if they were texting you on your phone, they have your phone number. So I don't typically give my phone number to people if I don't know their name, right? So I feel like he's trying to minimize his responsibility in the fact that he was receiving these videos from not one woman, not two women, multiple women. And I kind of feel like he's making it seem like, since he did, after he got married to Sophie, they moved to Austin, and he was like, oh, well, I got a job and I got her a new apartment. And I felt like he wanted us to pat him on the back and congratulate him for doing what he should have done all along. Yeah. And I don't like to be Team Claire, because I feel like Claire is a little harsh and extra, but she was on point tonight. Everything that she said was true. He had all of this time to prepare for his wife. He had all of this time to get a job and make sure that they had a decent place to live. And he sat at home, I think she said, for the last 3 months, and just played video games.
But
isn't that what she
so
said?
much happened. Hold on. So much happened right there. So I was all about Team Claire. Okay.
Okay. Me too.
Yeah. Then she starts smack talking Rob, which I'm still Team Claire. But then it comes out that she was the one paying their freaking rent in Mexico. So she knew he was a pile of shit then.
Okay. But did you notice that Rob didn't know that? So do you think that Rob was under the impression that Sophie was paying the rent, but actually Sophie's mom was?
Either way, it doesn't matter if Sophie's paying it or Sophie's mom's paying it. Why was Rob?
You weren't paying it. Right, that's what I was saying, because it means you weren't paying it. So you knew that somebody was, and it wasn't you.
He should have been the one paying it. Not her or not her mom. He should have been the one paying it.
But Claire has no right to come in and say, blah, 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 when you're enabling this whole situation.
Well, that's a good point. So she's saying that he's a knob and he's a deadbeat and he's not pulling his end of the bargain to take care of her daughter. But when they were in Mexico, she should have sent for her daughter to come home instead of paying rent for them to live together in Mexico. You're 100% right. Just like on My 600-Pound Life, you go to Dr. Nazard and he's asking, because he's like, okay, you weigh 600 pounds. Who's bringing you food? Yeah. So Claire she was enabling this situation to happen, because if he couldn't pay the rent and neither could Sophie, they would be forced to go back with their tail between their legs and figure out their life. She was enabling him to be a deadbeat, and she was enabling Sophie to be with a deadbeat. So why are you acting like it's an issue now when you were the one that made it happen in the first place?
Yep. 100%.
I agree with you with that. I mean, when I found out that she was paying their rent, I was like, well, and then she had the audacity to get to California and was like, you should be doing better. You should be working. You should be handling your bills. And I'm like, well, why were you doing it for them? No one will ever learn how to take care of themselves or do anything themselves if you do it for them. If you make things easy for people. One thing that I thought of tonight, do you guys think that Rob got with Sophie thinking that he was going to be taken care of by Sophie's family's money? Because I kind of got that idea tonight when he looked over at her and was like, your mom was paying our rent. And I was like, who do you think was paying it? If you weren't paying it and you're both in Mexico together and neither of you are working because neither of you are Mexican citizens, who do you think was paying it? Yeah. Like, for real, like, who did you think it was?
I'm sure Sophie said, I've got it taken care of or whatever, he probably didn't know,
He
didn't know that
he didn't have to get up and go to work. He could play all of his games all day. He didn't care.
Yeah, he didn't give a shit who's paying it. He just knew it was getting paid.
Well,
Yeah.
right. And that type of enablement. But okay, so when Sophie got to California, was it wrong for her to expect anything more when they were enabling him this whole time? Because that was another thing that came to my mind. Because she's like, oh, well, you should have did better. You should have had a house that had, better living conditions. And I was like, well, you were enabling him for all these years to not do anything.
Right.
You have to give people a reason to change. If you make life super easy for people,
but also,
they're never going to change.
Why did they move from Mexico? Why did they move from Mexico? Why didn't they just stay there?
Because she
don't
need to get over here to get her green card.
Well, right.
She's got money.
You
she just needs a green
have
card.
to have citizenship. Don't you have to get a citizenship to stay in Mexico? You can't just go and stay there, right?
No, you don't have to have a citizenship, but you do have to have a visa and a passport, and it has to be renewed like every 6 months, I think.
Oh, okay. So they could have stayed. I mean, it was probably way cheaper in Mexico than it is in California, right?
Kept saying on and on and on how he has no family and all that stuff. So literally he was living the dream in Mexico. Someone else was paying his bills. He didn't have to do shit.
I think that his goal all along when he found out that Sophie's family had money was to marry her, and he was going to be a real house husband of California. I think that was his goal. And then I think when he got over there and he realized that Sophie and her family didn't have didn't have as much money as he thought, or two, weren't going to take care of him, that's when shit hit the fan. Right. I don't think that he thought that he was ever going to be on the hook or responsible for paying for their living conditions, because he knew she was spoiled and loved to stay in expensive hotels, loved to go on nice trips, loved nice things. He was like, her lifestyle is going to transfer to me, and I am now going to be a part of her lifestyle. And I think when she got here and he realized that she wasn't taking care of him, she went and got an Airbnb and left his ass in the Roach Motel. I think that's when he realized that he bit off more than he could chew. Then he realized, I'm actually going to have to get a job, and I'm actually going to have to take care of myself. And I don't think he ever planned to do that.
Yep.
No, because it's funny that they got in a fight in the same day. I mean, she got into a nice apartment.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so they're in Austin now, and they're still together. Is anybody surprised? I think I had already told people that they were still together, because is anybody surprised? Because we know now they're on Happily Ever After, which is why they haven't been following each other.
I don't think they're still together. I don't. Because
really?
Yeah, I think it's all for the show, and I'm gonna tell you why. If y'all really paid attention, their chemistry, they didn't even sit close to each other until they were asked to sit close to each other. He was sitting on one side of the love seat. She was sitting on the other side of the love seat. She's dogging him the whole time. And then only, I think, just for a couple of minutes, he sat close to her and just had his arm around her. It's all for the show.
Yep.
I don't think they're together anymore.
I don't either.
Really? So I'm the only one that think they're still together?
I do not think they're still together.
I don't think they're together. I think they're doing it for the show. And with the ones that just got fired off the show, they have to have an emergency replacement. Yep. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They're gonna wind up being the next Ed and Liz.
Somebody said to me, well, actually, Jabri and Miona, for being real, but somebody said to me that they announced them both late because they both got married on the finale, so they didn't want to ruin that they got married.
But yet,
before
couples got removed for domestic violence.
Wait, did you say 3 couples?
Isn't it 3? Hold on.
I didn't. Oh. Who are the 3? I know that Nicole and Mahmoud were removed.
Ed and Liz got removed. Michael and Angela got removed, and Muhammad and Nicole got removed.
Are you sure that all of them got removed?
I'm pretty sure.
I know. I know Nicole and Mahmoud did, and then we all know everything went down with Ed and Liz. They're only on it for like a couple of times, and then they're being replaced. So, And then everything that's going on with Angela and Michael.
So without anyone being arrested, do you think that they're going to still take the same approach and remove them? Because that's kind of the discussion that everyone is having, because since no one was arrested, they're saying that it's he said, she said, and they don't know if the network is going to take action.
Mahmoud got arrested.
Well, I mean with Angela and Michael.
There's still claims of domestic
arrest, but there's a lot of evidence. He's got a lot of evidence against Angela.
Yeah.
Being abused.
You're right. We've heard a lot. And I don't know if you guys saw the one page, the Angela and Michael page that posted kind of like a timeline of what went on in those 2 short months. It was pretty crazy. It was very bad. And some people said that they think that they're going to still air it. And I don't know. I've been asking around. Nobody will verify anything with me of what they're going to do, who's going to be edited in or out. So I'm just really curious to know who's going to make the final cut. But somebody also told me that they only announced Ashley and Manuel and Sophie and Rob late because they both got married in the finale episode. And if they announced it when they announced everyone else, we would have known that they made it down the aisle before it aired. That was what I was told.
I mean, that makes sense, but it's just awfully funny that they added in these people after all these people got removed.
Well, yeah, I think that it's very interesting. And somebody was wondering if they were gonna scrap the season altogether, and just start over. And I was like, well, given the fact that they filmed it and they sent production crews to all these different places, all these people have to get paid. So I was like, they have to figure out something and air something. So I don't know what's gonna happen. I feel like this is the only time we're like up in the air so close to the season premiering.
Yeah.
And the network has been completely silent. No statement, no disclaimer, no we don't condone it, nothing. Like they've been very silent, which I think is also really interesting. It would be important for them to speak up and say where they stand on this issue. Obviously we know that they don't condone it, but silence sometimes makes it seem like you're okay with what's going on around you, So the fact that they haven't said anything and they're kind of taking the silent approach, it says a lot. I think that it's important that you show people where you stand, and if you're going to take action, you take action and show people why you did it. And here we are, less than 2 weeks away from the premiere, and radio silence, and I think that says a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I was surprised that Ed were on Diaries.
Well, I saw that too. And it's the night that all of this craziness was announced. I believe Angela and Michael were on Diaries that same day. The irony was crazy for me. I was like, you can't even make this up. The day that she said he was missing was the day that they premiered on Diaries, which is just crazy for me. I was like, the irony is just, you can't even make this up. So the idea, they couldn't take them off of Diaries because I think it happened the same day.
Right.
But off topic, we found out that she knew where he was. So she announced him missing on a Monday, and she knew where he was on a Friday.
Right.
Because there were voice notes. Yeah, there were voice notes on TikTok. So guys, if you haven't heard the voice notes, go on TikTok. They're on TikTok, and we know on Friday she knew where he was, but still went and said he was missing. So we're getting off topic though. So we're gonna try to stay on what happened tonight, but it's hard to stay away from that drama because that drama's kind of consumed us for the last couple weeks, right? Like we can't see or hear about anything else other than Scott and Amanda. This has been the crazy drama that we've been dealing with, right?
Right.
So hold on, let me grab my notes because I want to talk about Clayton. So did anybody knows that Clayton took like a liking into like going after Gino and Jasmine tonight? Like, did you notice that he was very critical of both of them? Like, he was calling out Gino for his actions at the strip club. He actually made a comment that said that Jasmine should have took the $2,000 and purchased anger management. He was really coming at them hard. And I was like, I don't know if Jasmine is somebody that you really want to go after, because I don't know if she would go after him like online or in person. Like, I don't know. Jasmine is very, very loose when it comes to.
I've got to be on Clayton's side on this, because she should have took that whole $8,000, $10,000 and took anger management classes. And she needs to understand that you can't treat people a certain way, and then when they turn around and they treat you the same way, then you're gonna have a problem with it. You get what you how you say, you reap what you sow.
Yeah.
So I mean, she has done nothing but do mean things to Gino. So I have to defend Clayton.
So
that doesn't mean I
Team
like
Clayton,
him,
okay.
but I'm defending him on that one.
So also, they moved from Kentucky to Oklahoma, and we don't have a lot. They didn't really tell us much, but we know that the mom moved with them.
But
Probably.
did we also notice how silent they stayed when Ashley's mom was saying, "Who just moves to another country and doesn't tell their family?"
Oh yeah, because
Clayton and Annalie just shut up.
Well, yeah, there were no judgmental comments coming from that side of the room anymore, because now it's a little closer to home, you know, because that's exactly what she did. She didn't tell anybody what she was doing. Wait, Sap Bunny, stop being nice. I didn't know I was. Am I being nice? I didn't know. I'm sorry. I thought I was being mean. I don't know. My version of mean is
PG now. We can't get in trouble, so.
Well, yeah, we have to watch our language on here. Instagram is very particular. You know, we have to watch our language. But I do think that Jasmine was Jasmine tonight. She earned her tell-all check. She was crying. She was angry. And, you know, she reacted the exact same way that we assumed she would over old information. You know, I feel like she takes whatever information is presented and she overreacts. But I think that's what... good night, Amanda. Have a good night. You and Scott. Tell Scott to sleep in the basement, though, not upstairs. Then I think that Jasmine is going to be Jasmine, and we expected that. Oh, yeah, or not in his car. Yeah. It's I don't, is it cold there? I don't know. It's probably cold there, right?
It's cold.
Yeah, it's cold there. Don't tell him not to do that. Oh, Scott, you're here. Oh, Scott, sleep in the basement, not in the car.
Or on the couch.
We're worried about you. Or on the couch. Yeah, and lock your phone. Put a lock code on your phone. Okay. So I want to talk about let me get my notes. So
Sam and Citra.
Yeah, that's who we didn't talk about. Sam and Citra. So Sam is not in jail. I think Jasmine was a little bit surprised that they were still together. He was not in jail. So we didn't really get the gist of what happened. They didn't really ask, but if you are an internet sleuth, you know that he resubmitted his paperwork for the diversion program, and he was accepted for it. So you guys know that. And if you didn't know that, sorry, I didn't mean to ruin it for you. They're going to say it next week, I'm sure, on the tell-all. But that's what happened, and now Citra is pregnant, which I wasn't surprised, because we know that Sam was trying to mount her from the moment she arrived, right? Like, yeah, that I'm not surprised at all. And I don't know if we're going to get the information about his brother and her sister hooking up at the tell-all. I don't know if we're going to get that, or if they're going to film it and they're going to be on another season, so they're going to act like they don't want to tell us. But if you guys did not know that, so his brother, the one who officiated the wedding, and Citra's sister, the one who was present at the wedding, are in a relationship together and married. So I don't know if you guys know this, but
it's all over social media. They're taking pictures together, so everybody knows. It's no secret.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't think that it's gonna get filmed or anything, because we've seen too much of it. They would have had to sign an NDA and not post anything. But does anybody have a theory of how this happened? Because we know that Citra's family they came right away when she arrived to America to be at the wedding, and they've been here several times since. So does anybody have a theory? Do you think that it was their goal to all come over here together? Or like what do you think is going on?
Well, I mean, yeah.
So the whole family, you think the dad too, like everybody wanted to come to the US?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
Oh, Portuguese Princess says she thinks that Citra's dad is the one who had the plan. He was the one who wanted this to happen.
And
so
I mean, over here, he gets married. Both of his daughters. I mean, how convenient. Both of his daughters married brothers, and then now Citra's pregnant, and we don't know if the sister's pregnant yet or not. I mean, if they have kids over here in the United States, whether it works out or not, child support. They still gotta get them taken care of.
Well, okay, so I have a question. If she gives birth to a child before her green card or whatever, since that child was born on U.S. soil, she would have to get citizenship, right? Because her child would have citizenship. Is that how that works?
I don't know how it works, to be honest.
I don't either. Because they couldn't possibly send her back for any reason because she has a child that is a U.S. born citizen.
With
So
all
I can't
these
imagine
laws, with all these new laws, now I know, like in the state of Georgia, there was a new law just passed. Even if you're a illegal immigrant and you're in the state of Georgia, even if you have a child here, you cannot, just because you have a child, you can no longer become an American citizen or get your green card.
what?
And your child is not considered as an American citizen because there's so many illegal immigrants, whether Hispanics, whatever nationality it is. There's so many illegal immigrants coming over here and having children. So Georgia just passed the law March 1st.
Crazy. So even though the child was born in the U.S., it's still not a citizen.
If
That's crazy.
if the mom is not a legal immigrant, say whether she's got her green card or born in the United States, no.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, they have been changing these immigration laws a lot because, there's so many people coming over illegally, and they're trying to do something to combat that. And they haven't been successful. Like, honestly, it's not under control. I don't know what they're going to do. But the fact that you could have a child here on U.S. soil and it's not a citizen, that's huge, because usually anyone born on this soil is a U.S. citizen. That's always been the way it was. So the fact that they're changing.
But there's so many illegal immigrants coming over here just to have children here so they can pretty much reap off the United States, live off of getting things because of that child. So a lot of states, not only Georgia, but a lot of the states are passing that law.
Wow. See, it's hard to keep up too because every state is different, and a lot of times the states, like in some states like Texas, the states that border, that have the borders, their laws are a lot stricter, and they have more things that we don't know about, so it's hard to keep up. But I mean, yeah, Kim, you're right. The father is still an American citizen, so the child would still be able to stay, right? Because the father is here. The father would just have to file for paperwork to have the child stay if the mom was for some reason not here. I think if the father is an American and the baby is born here, the baby is a citizen. Oh, wait. Kim says if the father is American and the baby was born here, the baby is a citizen. So it might cancel out the mom not being a citizen yet if the father is an American.
I think so. I think if you're born in the United States, you're a citizen.
I mean, yeah, I don't know about that. All I know is that Georgia, I can't speak for other states. I'm just saying Georgia, the state that I live in, that's how it is. They look at the mother.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Portuguese princess is like, he couldn't even do his own diversion paperwork. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I wouldn't trust him to do any other paperwork for the baby. Jesus Christ. You're right. Like, the paperwork to keep him out of jail, he ain't have time to do that.
Yeah.
Like, make it make sense, Sam. Why was that something that you had no time for? So, like I said, I'm not surprised that she's pregnant so quickly. She was 12 weeks pregnant at the tell-all, and that was about a month ago. So that would make her 16 weeks.
They're due in June.
June? Oh my God, that's crazy. Okay. So the baby's
due right after the tell-all. They posted it. She's due in June.
Oh, so remember when we saw that picture and we assumed she was pregnant from that picture? Do you remember that? I knew when I saw that she was pregnant. I was just waiting for her to announce it. Congratulations, another 90-day baby addition, a family growing. I feel very happy for them. Yeah. So this situation with Sam and Citra, we didn't get to talk about much of their story on this episode. We didn't really talk much to Clayton and Annalie. Who else did we not talk about this episode? Oh, Nick and Devin, who I forgot.
I did.
I told y'all I forgot.
I totally did.
Yeah, I was like, when I saw them, I was like, right? I was like, they're not supposed to
So
be
much
there.
weight though, and I cannot believe he still calls her Piggy. Like, I no. Why are you
I
calling
mean,
her fat?
the fact that she told him not to and other people told him not to, it's really interesting because he's like, oh, have a sense of humor. And I've never,
That's not a sense of humor. That's disrespectful.
well,
He calls
yeah,
her Piggy
I think
and
that,
sat there and ate all that food and never once chewed with his mouth closed. I was
yeah,
so pissed off.
yeah, I'm not a fan of Nick. Like, I'm not a fan. I don't understand what Devin thinks he's so special, you know, or whatever, but I'm not a fan. Oh, yeah. Oh, so apparently Sam cheated on Citra, is what we were
I
watching
don't know
on
about that.
preview.
I think that's a catch and
Fluff.
grab. I think it's a catch and grab preview. I think that he may have cheated somewhere with someone else, or it was like a Rob situation, a text cheat or something like that. I don't think he cheated on her, but I think that was enough to make you go, oh, I got to see next week.
Yeah, I mean, it would be kind of unbelievable to think that he cheated on her of all the things going on, because he was worried that she wasn't even going to stay when she found out about his legal issues. So the fact that he would be cheating on her on top of it would be kind of stupid, right?
Yeah.
Like, that would be kind of stupid on his part. So you're right. It's probably some fluff in the situation. And, you know, they do that catch and grab with us a lot.
Yep.
They show a preview and they give us a little edited clip. And then when we tune into the tell-all, it's nothing like what they tried to tell us. They act like we don't have common sense. They just want to get us hooked in to watch what's going on. And you know what? We're too smart for that. Okay? Like, stop trying to make it seem like there's more drama than it is. Bring us the real drama. You don't need to lie to us. Bring us some real drama and we will take it from there.
Yeah, because no matter how stupid it is, we're here for it.
Well, right. We're gonna be here and we're gonna watch it and we're gonna talk about it. So you don't need to make anything up or lie. Bring us some real drama and we're ready. So next week, there's 2 more episodes of The Single Life. I don't know if I told you that. So there's tomorrow night, and then next week is the finale, and then we're going into the finale. The tell-all of The Single Life, which I'm kind of excited to see who's together and who's not.
Me too.
Because I want to know if Debbie ended up with Ruben the Cuban, right? I feel like that's what everybody really wants to know. I mean, we kind of know that Jamal and Veronica probably aren't going to work out based on what we've seen, right? Like, you can't sell to me that it's going to work. And I heard from somewhere that Tyree is dating someone. So I want to know if it's, do you know something?
I said I hope so.
Oh, okay. I was like, I want to know if it's the girl from the show or if this is someone completely different. And I don't think he's allowed to say anything until the tell-all airs. Because if it's not the girl from the show, he obviously can't say anything. And if it is the girl from the show, he still can't say anything because he would have to tell us at the tell-all. So I'm just curious to know, you know, how things turned out. And obviously, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to know that Chantel is not with the guy from Greece. I don't know if you guys have Instagram, but she's clearly working in Atlanta, a full-time job. So she's not with the guy from Greece. So I think that it's pretty obvious that she's going to come back and say that there was a lot of long-distance issues and they couldn't make it work, or he didn't give her enough attention, whatever. So maybe she will announce that.
Chantel, I don't like this Chantel. Chantel, she's throwing herself at men. She's I don't know. She looks desperate. I don't
see.
I don't know. I don't have no words for Chantel right now.
A lot of people are saying that single Chantel is a lot different than married Chantel, but I don't want to like come across as harder on her because she was in a 7-year relationship or marriage, a loveless marriage at that, and she was being cheated on. So I do want her to go out there and live her best life, you know. And I hate that
she should be out living her best life, having fun, doing her stuff.
Yeah.
To meet a guy in Greece and make it look like this is the one and we got to get married, but now he's not showing me any attention because we've been together for 7 minutes. It doesn't make any sense.
Literally.
Wow.
Literally.
Taste all the flavors that's out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, have fun. Don't try to freaking marry the first guy that you come across. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Seriously?
That's my thought And I hate that people are being hard on her and they're like, oh, she's just sticking her tongue down every guy's throat. Don't make this about like shaming a woman for exploring sexuality, because I'm sick of that. I'm sick of that, like to the point where a man can be single and sleep with anybody he wants to and it's cool. But if a woman goes out and she tries to find somebody and she dates around, you want to call her names. I'm sick of that.
Yeah.
Like, she was in a loveless relationship for 7 years. If she wants to go stick her tongue down some guy's throat, she's allowed, okay? And we're not going to shame her for doing that, because she didn't cheat on this man that she was in a marriage with for 7 years. He cheated on her. So if she wants to go out there and taste the flavors of the rainbow, taste the Skittles, right? I'm not right.
Every single flavor there is, and not trying to marry the first one.
Well,
Like,
yeah, don't go marrying nobody. Go out there and see what you're interested in, because she thought she was interested in her husband and she's not. So go out there and see what you're interested in. Don't go over there and try to get a ring on your finger the first dude you meet. I do agree with you right there. You know, like if you've been tied down, don't go out and go on eHarmony and try to get engaged. Go on Tinder and go bang it out. Bang it out. See who you like and see who you don't. And then after a year of banging it out, then think about what you want to do with your life, right?
Exactly. But I mean, she's just acting too desperate, and we all know that's not Chantel.
Yeah,
She's not a desperate person. I mean, why would she even have to be desperate? I mean, she's a gorgeous woman, but how she's portraying herself in the single life, she makes herself look so desperate and so needy that she has to have a man in her life. No woman need a man in their life. You know what I'm saying? Nobody needs nobody. And a man don't need a woman in their life. If they're together, it's because they mutual want to be together. How she's acting is, I don't like that, Chantel.
Yeah.
Because that she shouldn't be acting like that. She has no reason to act like that. But she's acting like she needs a ring on her finger as of the day she got there. That's how she's acting.
Yeah. I actually agree with you. She's acting thirsty, and she don't need to be thirsty. You know, I think that what's best for her is to just go out and date and see what she is interested in, and, you know, dip her toe in the pool. It might be warm, it might be cold, you know, figure it out. Dip your toe in and see what you want to do.
We don't know.
Well, right, it might have pee in it. You don't want to get it at all. You know, just see. You try it out. You know, run a water test. You know, who knows?
Yeah.
She gotta have fun.
So we're gonna come back tomorrow and we're gonna talk about the single life. So yeah, tomorrow, the episode of the single life, and then next week will be the finale of the single life. And then we're gonna be heading into the tell-all. We won't be in the tell-alls at the same time. We'll finish this tell-all, then we'll head into the tell-all for the single life after. So it won't be 2 tell-alls in 1 week. Thank God, right? I don't know if we can take any more crazy drama stacked on top of each other. We have so much going on right now, so I feel like she says not thirsty, she's dehydrated. You're right. That is how it is appearing on the show, and we clearly know that she has plenty of water to drink. So yeah, this portrayal of herself on the show, I agree with everybody. I think that this isn't her, you know, and if this is just a character she created for the show, we don't like this character. We don't like it. We want to see her be herself. All right, guys, so we're gonna come back tomorrow night for the single life. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to my co-host Cara, who has returned.
I'm so happy.
She has returned. Our prodigal child has returned to us, and we welcomed her with open arms. I'm so glad that you're back. It feels so nice to have the both of you back together. We're back. The gang's all here. And everybody who joined us tonight, thank you so much. We're going to come back tomorrow night and talk about the single life. Make sure you're following my co-host, Cara and DeeDee. They're tagged in this video. Make sure you're following me on all social media platforms at George Mossey, GeorgeMossey.com. Any Rachel's podcast, type in The George Mossey Show and any streaming services, and it's there, I promise. And, guys, I didn't ignore you. I will say a prayer for the people that died. I'm so sorry to hear that. And I want to, I'm going to talk to my co-host, and we are still going to try to plan to do the 90-day fiance trivia game that we postponed from last month and then the month before, all this stuff. We still are going to do it. I promise. I'm going to get with my co-host and come up with a game plan and a date, and then we will let you guys know as soon as we know more. Thank you guys, and we will talk to you all really soon.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.